What's up? It's Cherith, the Starry-Eyed Tarot Reader. Today I am doing a video response to 22 Zines on a video response he did to Nina on a blog post she did called Dollhouse Card House. And I'll link to his video and Nina's blog post. But basically what this is this like taking certain cards from your tarot decks and like building your dream house, and kind of also building like your ideal like location for where your dream house would be. I thought it was a really fun idea. I am a huge fan of doll houses, so this was like right up my alley. It took me a little bit to get all of the cards together because I have a lot of decks, and I went through pretty much all of them to pull stuff out for this. So we will get started we're going to start with the surrounding area of my dream house, the town. So I'll just lay out a few cards here. They're going to overlap because I have quite a few. Main thing is I want to live somewhere where there's mountains. There's a lot of mountains everywhere. Give me mountains. I've lived in areas where there's no mountains, and I do not like it. I want to live somewhere with that being my backdrop, which is why I live in Colorado. Give me all of the mountains. I've got cards here from Witch's Tarot, Sasaray Beto, Lubanco, Dark Days, Mimit, and Crow. The other thing is I watched a couple of videos that responded to this tag, and pretty much all of them were like, I want to be out in the country somewhere. I want mountains, but I also want to live in the city. Give me all of the city locations, skyscrapers, all of the people, the hustle and bustle. I just want to live in the middle of all of the noise and chaos. I've got cards here from mostly Neon Moon. I've also got Nicoletta Ciccoli, and the one that I covered up at the beginning there was Eldritch Overload. Alright, so now we're going to move closer to the house. We are going to, for my dream house, for my doll house, the next thing is what I'm calling the garden stables area. So I would love to have like a garden. I miss riding horses. Stables. I'd love to have like a little koi pond, somewhere that's friendly for the bees and the hummingbirds. Just luscious and green. And all sorts of just life all over. I picked some cards from Botanical. So far we've got, this is, I can't remember that oracle name. Oh no, I'll put it on the screen. I've got the Witch's Tarot, I've got the Dreamscape Oracle. This is the Witch's Tarot, sorry, this is White Newman. I've got D&D. That one there. I've got a couple again from Mimit, because it's just, give me a garden, give me a tree house in the garden, and stables and everything. I also pulled some cards from Botanica, but I pulled very specific cards, so I'm going to tell you what plants these are because I don't remember off the top of my head. This is going to take a minute. So the first one is a dandelion. Only because I read a lot of Ray Bradbury as a child and I was obsessed with dandelion wine. I want dandelions so I can make dandelion wine. This is roses. My grandmother on my dad's side had rose bushes at her house, and I have very strong memories connected to her of these rose bushes and the smell of roses, and I just one of these days would really like some rose bushes, like a lot of them. This is a lodgepole pine because if I'm gonna live somewhere with mountains, it's gonna have pine trees. That just is what's gonna happen there. All right, the next plant for my dream garden is a wild strawberry because I love strawberries and I love growing my own fruits and vegetables. I haven't been successful at it this year, but most years I get at least a good bit of tomatoes and some jalapenos. I've tried strawberries before. I did okay. The strawberry I got was kind of small, but it was good. These are wild, what are these? I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. Blackberries. I was like, is it raspberry or blackberry? I know I chose both. These are the blackberries. Because again, I like growing my own fruits and vegetables. I love blackberries, so I would love to grow blackberries. Just have like a spot in the garden, a bunch of fruits. This is hellebore. Just because I like it. I think it's pretty. They're just really cool. And then, here's my raspberries. Raspberries. See, more vegetables. Or fruits. Sorry. Those are fruit. Alright, and then the last plant is, sage. Oop, bump the camera. Sage. Because again, I want all of the fruits and vegetables. So that's my garden and stables. Now we're gonna move inside. Or actually we're gonna move up to the house, to the exterior. So I chose this one because I like having these type of lights. Like you can see, I've got my little fairy lights today. I love having those. I would love to have those like all around the outside of my house. And I do want my house to have that sort of rustic, like brick exterior, with a lot of plants around it. And maybe a turret. Or maybe just like the foyer being that round turret. These cards are from Light Visions, Lubanco, and Fantastic Menagerie. Alright, now we're going inside to the foyer. I like having unusual decorations. I have an antelope skull here in my study, so I would like to have stuff like that. This sort of represents I like having artwork everywhere in my house. This is the same sort of thing. This is for like the artwork on the inside of the house. And then, gotta have the cats. Gotta have room for the cats. Because there will be cats in my house always. Forever and ever. So these cards are from... really cannot remember the name of that Oracle deck. Whatever. Fantastic Menagerie, Beautiful Creatures, and Line Strider. Oh, actually, a few more for the foyer. Again, I like artwork. I like big, beautiful, grand designs like that. Also, I want the house to feel cozy, like right when you walk in. So, blankets and shit. Alright, living room, dining room. I love having combined living room, dining room. I have that in my house now. I love just having that space all together. I love having people over and sitting around the table, having a good time, feeling all relaxed and content. I like having big old chairs in my living room, making food for people. Again, more artwork everywhere. Nice place to to gather and have a good time. More artwork. I like having a lot of artwork in my house. I have a lot of artwork. I've got to hang most of it up, but I like having that beauty on my walls. I've got cards here from Sinking Wasteland, D&D, Ostara, Fantastic Menagerie, Outsider, and Fairy Tarot, and Dark Days. Moving in to the kitchen. I don't have a lot of cards for the kitchen because for me it's kind of combined with like the living room, dining room. But you know, pretty things and space for me to do cooking. Alright, moving into the study. I have a study now in my new house and I'm very happy about it. We're just going to throw a cat out here from Line Strider because cats will be in the house. I'm trying to find a way to set up my sewing machine. I'm going to get back into sewing, so definitely would have an area for that in my study, an area for, you know, whatever sort of like mixing and experimenting I want to do, someplace to just sit and concentrate on working on my hobbies and my passions, somewhere to invent, somewhere to sit and like read my cards. Like I said, sewing. I miss sewing. I used to do quite a bit of sewing, and I miss it. I've got cards here from Witches, D&D, Outsider, Lightseers, Light Visions, and Dark Days. And then moving into another part of the house, a library, because I grew up watching Beauty and the Beast and I want a big old library in my dream house. In my ideal dollhouse. Library, somewhere to sit and daydream, let my imagination run away, and do some writing. So I've got cards here from the Fairy Tarot, D&D, Lightseers, and Mimit. So, and then we have our guest room, which I have a guest room now in my new place. Again, very exciting. I just want the guest room to feel warm and inviting, someplace that anybody visiting can go and relax and sleep. More art on the walls because there's art everywhere. I've got cards here from Fairy, Ostara, and Fantastic Menagerie. Alright, after the guest room, we move into my bedroom, the main room. Nice, luxurious bed with, you know, canopy. And my bathroom connected with a nice clawfoot tub that I can relax in. Somewhere to just, you know, sort of sink in and forget about the day and just relax and let go. I want a window seat, to have one now. It's very nice to have, to sit and look out. More cats. And a place for all of my shoes. I have a lot of shoes. I like shoes. And then probably off of the living room, I want like a balcony. I can do stargazing. Enjoy the beauty out there and just have a bunch of lights all set up. So I can sit out there on cold winter nights and warm summer nights and just enjoy that stillness and peace. Also, I might have a garage. It won't be my bike, it'll be one of my family's bikes, but have a nice car in there. Really, the main thing is I just want wherever I live to feel like community. I want it to feel open and inviting and warm, and I want people to be able to come over and just relax and enjoy themselves and have a good time. You know, this is kind of fun to think, oh, how would I do this and how would I do that? And, you know, if I had my way, what would I put in my house? And, you know, I like that. I have a lot here. Mainly it's just, I just want wherever I live, however I live, to be full of joy and laughter, which is what that card represents. So that was pretty quick. I was definitely thinking that video would go on a little bit longer, just kind of talking and putting cards down. This was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to look at all my cards, and surprisingly I don't have like a lot of cards showing like bedrooms and stuff. So that was fun to try to figure that out, and just put that together was a lot of fun. This is a mess. It's gonna take me forever to clean up. But I like doing stuff like this, and I like looking at cards in different ways and sort of picking out, you know, for something just fun and silly like this, picking out my aesthetic and you know, thinking about it that way. So this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too, even though it was kind of quick. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and bye till next time.